Magandang araw! Today, pag-uusapan natin ang isa sa mga pinaka-intricate na opensa sa basketball, ang triangle offense. Napopularize ang triangle offense after its success nung na-integrate ng former Bulls assistant na sa Tex Winter ang offense sa Chicago Bulls team under head coach Phil Jackson. It was a tactical marvel noong 90s and early 2000s. The offense won Phil Jackson several championships sa parehas na Bulls at Los Angeles Lakers. Pero habang nangyayari lahat ng yan sa Pilipinas, there was a visionary head coach who ran the same offense and got similar success relative to the league, winning a Grand Slam noong 90s, noong 2010s, and reviving a dying franchise noong 2016. Triangle offense ang tumapo sa kangkong era ng Barangay Ginebra and put them back to the top of Philippine basketball pedestal. They ran it so well to the point na ang SBP, they've decided to try it out sa Gilas Pilipinas, which eventually won them a gold medal sa Asian Games. It has been one of the most successful offenses sa buong history ng basketball, pero meron kasi itong reputation na hindi daw bagay sa modern style ng basketball. I'm going to be your professor for today. I'm Professor Ice and I will walk you through the basics, the not so basics. And in the end, i-share ko sa inyo ang aking personal revision sa triangle offense bilang matagal ko na itong inaaral and also I'm a big fan of it. So, i-share ko sa dulo ano yung mga babaguhin ko, ano yung mga i-revise ko, iti-tweak ko to make it even better in my own opinion para maging mas future-proof na din siya. So, here's our class outline for today. Number 1, we're going to have a brief triangle offense refresher. Para lang ma-familiarize ulit tayo sa triangle offense, ginagawa natin to every start ng semester para meron tayong baseline of knowledge and para lahat ng i-explain ko all throughout or sa succeeding, chapters of this class, mas merong sense and mas madali nating maiintindihan. Kumbaga parang Lego blocks, you build the first few layers first, tsaka mo i-add yung details. Kung meron tayong model kit, inner frame muna bago natin ilagay yung armor. So naiintindihan natin paano yung articulation, paano siya gumagalaw, paano siya nabibend, and paano mo siya i-bend in the future if ever you want to revise it yourself. And then number 2, the positives. Pag-usapan natin yung positives ng triangle offense, why it worked, why it works, why it doesn't really work as effective today, or is it still effective today? And pangatlo naman are the negatives. Of course, pag may pros, merong cons. Yun naman yung usual talaga. You can't have, a perfect system. You can't have a perfect offense. So, pag-usapan natin yung negatives as well. Then pang-apat, we are going to talk about the landscape of Philippine basketball or basketball in general. Ano yung sinasabi nilang quote-unquote modern basketball and how, the triangle fits or, if it doesn't, ano yung mga kailangan mangyari or ano yung reasons kung bakit it works or it doesn't work in today's landscape of basketball. So, panghuli naman, may revision. I-share ko sa inyo yung aking revision sa triangle offense. Ano yung mga babaguhin ko? I know no one asked, pero it is very crucial for us to also, be creative with it. Kasi pag ibig sabihin naintindihan mo na siya. If dumating ka na sa point na you have ideas on how you will tweak it, ibig sabihin naintindihan na natin yung kurso natin, yung ating course. Okay, let's start first. Let's have the brief triangle offense refresher. Pag-usapan muna natin, balikan muna natin yung triangle offense, ano yung basics, how it really works, so that meron tayong basic knowledge of it. Yung mga veterano na dito, yung mga kabisado na yung triangle offense, this is a section you can completely skip. It's fine, pero mandatory sa kurso na to na we all have, a certain level of foundation ng knowledge about this triangle offense. Okay, first, pag-usapan muna natin yung basics ng triangle offense. I think it is very important for all students to know these 3 factors or 3 structural foundations of the triangle offense. Number 1 is the 2-guard front. So, ano yung 2-guard front? When we look at this graphic right here, ang triangle offense, it really starts with a 2-guard front. Mahalaga to kasi triangle offense is also a pressure release offense. So basically, read and react siya, pero sa pinakasimula, it starts off with a 2-guard front. Pwede mo siya i-revise, pwede mo gawing trail yung isa, pero I wouldn't, necessarily do that kasi isa lang yung ball handler mo na active and yung wing mo nasa kabilang end ng court. Pangalawa naman ay yung sideline triangle. Ito na yung pinaka-tinatawag na main triangle. When you initiate the triangle offense, simula ka sa 2-guard front, dito, okay, pinas to the wing mo. Now, after ng corner fill, it's now a sideline triangle. Ito na yung pinaka-classic, pinaka-generic, or pinaka main attack of the triangle offense. And sa kabilang dulo naman, sa kabilang side, is the two-man game kasi tatlo yung triangle, may dalawang natira. Isa sa top, isa sa pinch post. It's now the two-man game. So sa tatlo na yun, i-explain ko each briefly. So let's start first with the sideline triangle since sa daanan naman natin na yung two-guard front. There's nothing really, groundbreaking about it. So let's talk about the sideline triangle. So first, when we initiate the triangle offense, it is important to understand na merong three main triggers pag na-set up mo na yung triangle offense or yung sideline triangle. Kumbaga, first, you pass it to the wing or dribble option, then merong corner fill, whether nanggalingan sa wing or yung guardia na pumasa sa wing pupunta sa corner, and then you form the sideline triangle. Meron isa sa poste. Now, is a triangle offense. So, yung bola sa wing, let's say nasa wing yung bola. So, you have three main triggers as the player with the ball. It's either you pass it to the post, here, you pass it to the top, or you pass it to the corner. Yun yung three main triggers ng triangle offense. Iba't ibang options ang na-open up base sa decision na yun. And as a playmaker, as a initiator, you have the choice kung anong pipiliin mo. Pero, teams like yung Barangay Ginebra or even Gilas, they choose a specific entry depende sa kung atake gusto nilang gawin. Like for example, kung may Kai Soto sila, you pass it to the post. Kasi after you pass it to the post, may cutters dito, isa sa top, isa sa baseline, and then merong down screen to the other forward. All of those actions are designed to lessen the help defense. Kasi ang dami nangyayari. Lahat gumagalaw, lahat may purpose. So yung tao sa poste, nami-minimize yung double team na ipinapadala sa kanya. And if you pass it to the top naman, now, you go to the two-man game territory. If you pass it to the top, aangat yung pinch post, it becomes a two-man game. You can get creative with it. Kung gusto mo, dribble handoff, pwede. Kung gusto mo, spread out mo, ilagay mo sa kabilang wing, it is a guard-to-guard action, or gusto mo, guard-forward action, pitch pass, give and go, etc., etc., a ball screen. You can do almost everything kasi it's a two-man game, di ba? Kung anong kailangan mo as an offense, yun ang gagawin mo. So, very creative minds will thrive in this kind of action. So, sa NBA, yung Bulls, may time sila na tinakbo nila yan. Diba? They used Joakim Noah sa pinch post. Sa Lakers, yung, Lamar Odom, all around forward. And then sa Bulls naman, sila Tony Kukoc. So, usually yung nasa pinch post are very versatile, very high IQ players. Like sa PBA, si Joe Devance, diba? Yung nag-thrive dyan sa action na yan. You can also have, your big. Pwede mong i-post sa sideline yung 4 mo para, let's say, for example, si Kai Soto, yung 5 mo na playmaker, gusto mo siya gawing Jokic, you can put him sa pinch post. Then the final one is pass to the corner. So, ang ginagawa rito ni Coach Tim sa Gilas Pilipinas or even sa Ginebra, pag pinasa mo sa corner, merong banana cut dito, it becomes the two-man game eventually. Kapag walang nangyari doon, merong pasa ulit sa tuktok, it becomes a step-up screen. So yung pass to the corner option is more of, an emergency type of action. If walang pass to the post, walang pass to the top, walang blind pig na pag-uusapan natin later, you pass it to the corner and it becomes a two-man game. Kung saan, again, doon napapasok yung creativity ng guards and ng players generally involved doon sa action na yun. So let's talk about the blind pig. So let's just say, sa tatlong yon, wala kang napili. Walang open. Ang final resort ng triangle offense is that yung pinch post guy sa weak side, mag-flash siya to the strong side, and then kakat dito yung sa top to form a pressure release type of faction. Which I've heard from Coach Tim himself from 2021, 2022 na he doesn't really like this action kasi ibig sabihin nun hindi mo na na-execute yung first reactions ng okay. Kumbaga parang emergency action lang to, which I understand. Pero pag na-execute ng maganda yung blind pig, sobrang ganda pa ng oren. So ang dami ko nang sinabi, let's go to the next part of our class. Pag-uusapan natin ang positives and negatives ng triangle offense. So meron akong kodigo dito na hinanda para sa section na to. I will read it out loud and I will explain each item. So first, in triangle offense, sa positives, pag in-execute mo siya ng okay, it generates, very easy baskets, very easy looks. So kapag in-execute mo yung triangle offense, not even to perfection, well, you execute it well enough, you get easy layups, diba? You get wide open shots na malapit sa basket, na high percentage. Another one, triangle offense kasi is a floor racer. So kung team ka na medyo, in terms of talent, medyo lacking ka, yung triangle offense kasi, since it's execution based and mas mahalaga yung IQ and how well you execute it. Ginagawa mong level yung playing field. So kung nandito ka, ito yung kalaban mo. Okay? Binababa mo yung kalaban mo somewhere here and then inaangat mo yung sarili mo somewhere here. So binabalance mo yung playing field kapag naka-triangle offense ka. Mamaya natin pag-uusapan yung flip side ng item na yun. The next one naman, due to the formation of the triangle offense, laging merong teammate one pass away. So this concept removes help defense, not totally, pero most of the time. So in terms of negatives naman, again, the triangle offense is post-centric. As in yung pinakaunang action na tatakbo mo sa triangle offense, is an entry pass to the post. Why would you do that in 2025 unless, it's FIBA, which is the point. Gilas Pilipinas, FIBA. Pero if you don't have, the necessary personnel to run it, doesn't really work that much or that effectively. And then again, kagaya nung kanina sa one pass away, walang spacing kasi magkakatabi lang kami. So, if yung depensa medyo matalino and then iso-zone ako, 2-3 zone, which is, another problem na yun. Ibang uri na ng problema ng team yun. Hindi na yung problema ng triangle offense. It gets tricky. Pero kung triangle lang ang usapan natin, spacing-wise kasi, yung sideline triangle, merong isa sa poste, merong isa sa corner, merong isa sa wing. And then kapag binigay mo sa poste, magko-collapse sila lahat dito sa paint. Then meron pang isang aangat dito galing sa paint. So lahat nasa paint. Walang spacing and very predictable at times. Kahit na yung idea ng triangle offense is to be unpredictable. It becomes predictable rather to a certain point. Then last two negatives sa listahan natin, it's a slow-paced game. Yung opposing team mo, kumare 2025 na malakas to 3 points. Kapag uminit yung mga yon, mahirap nang humabol. Kumare naka 100 points, hindi ka naka-triangle ka, mabagal yung laro mo, usual points mo 80 to 90 lang, kailangan mo pa ring levelan. Kasi yung triangle offense, design siya ng panahon na ang score, mga around 90 to 100 lang. Very sluggish, very slow-paced game. Pero ngayon, kung kalaban mo makashoot ng 15 3-pointers, mahirapan kang humabol. Kasi, by 2s ka umiscore eh. 2x2 ka eh. And then yung kalaban mo by 3s. Diba? Yung 15 3-pointers na yun, kapag ginawa mo yung math, diba? 30, 10, tapos 5, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So, 45 points na agad yung kalahati na ng total output mo sa team. Average, kung naka-triangle ka na by 2s ang points mo. And mabagal. So, fewer possessions in general. Pero dahil fewer possessions, mas marami silang 3-pointers, ibig sabihin nun, mas mataas ang output nila ng points per possession. And then finally, ang triangle offense kasi, yes, it's a floor raiser offense or system, kagaya ng sabi natin kanina, but it dilutes talent kapag meron or kapag present sa team or kapag madami. We've seen this sa triangle offense ng Barangay Nebra. Very talented players pero nagiging average players kasi the triangle offense requires equal opportunity to make itself effective. Kung lahat threat, diba, equally, dun tumatakbo yung triangle offense perfectly. Pero kung meron lang isa, let's just say Brownlee, okay lang yon. Pero kung tatlo yung Brownlee mo, isa lang yung pwede maging Brownlee and then the others, equal opportunity na yun. So kung, let's just say, very talented team ka, let's say Team USA ka, it dilutes the offense. Or it dilutes the talent rather. Pero kung like Charlotte Bobcats ka noon, triangle offense ka, the very least, kaya mo mag-10th seed, mag-9th seed instead na dulo kasi na-maximize mo yung talent. And hindi mo siya ginawa about sa talent, ginawa mo siya about sa execution. And professional basketball players are going to be professional basketball players. If you generate easy looks for them, they're going to make it. And yun yung point ng triangle offense and why it works. Welcome back, class, sa final part ng ating class. And sa portion na to ng ating class, pag-usapan natin yung revised triangle offense na kanina ko pa mini-mention. So, ilang weeks ko na tong ginagawa, ilang weeks ko na tong iniisip at gina-jot down dito sa app na to. So, ayun, gusto ko lang siyang i-share and gusto ko lang ding ipakita kung ano yung mga binago ko personally sa triangle offense. And I know, hindi ibig sabihin nun na better ako or magaling ako or itong revised triangle offense ko is better than the current triangle offense. I'm not saying that. I'm doing this, just because I'm a fan of the triangle offense and isa sa mga pinaka-paborito ko. And I also understand na maybe it's time na mas maging creative tayo and hanapan natin ng ibang ways, to keep it alive. Which is yun naman yung ginawa ni Steve Kerr sa triangle sa Golden State noon. And yun, I wanted to do the same. Tinry ko dito hanapan ng ways para i-incorporate yung triangle or yung modern aspects or yung modern, sets, more modern sets na usually run sa NBA into this. Kumbaga, using the triangle offense as a base action siya na parang mas nagsisimula siya sa triangle and eventually it evolves within the same, set or possession. So, wag na tayo magpatagal pa. I'll make this quick. Kumbaga parang lang to, outro sa buong video. So first, I wanted to say na very important when revising the triangle offense na wag tanggalin yung tatlong triggers na na-mention natin kanina, which is yung pass to the top, pass to the wing, and pass to the post. Kasi doon nagsa-start yung mismong, action ng triangle offense. So, kasi sa pass to the post, pinaka main criticism sa pass to the post is that pag binigay mo kasi siya sa poste, dito, okay, tinatanggal mo yung help defense and yung bola nasa paint na siya. So when you pass it to the post, magka-cut dito, magkukumpul-kumpul sila sa ilalim and it becomes, water polo sa basketball. Nagwa-water polo sila sa ilalim. So why not? We put this guy here sa high post and then yung space ngayon dito sa paint or sa baseline rather, 'di ba? Meron na siya ngayon space here para mas maging creative ka. Instead na yung opening mo nasa tuktok, removing the help defense from the top kasi poster siya, low post. If you make it high post, meron ka ngayon space dito. 'Di ba? Kahit anong gusto mong gawin diyan, whether mag-set ka ng pin down, mag-curl siya, lipat siya doon, 2-man game agad, or gawin nating zoom action, pin down, handoff dito, 'di ba? So, by just, moving up the big man sa high post, kumbaga ginawa mo na kagad siya pang NBA. Very common sa NBA, standard na nga siya sa NBA ngayon eh. Kumbaga lahat ng NBA teams tinatakbo tong zoom action na to. Dito sa triangle offense, 'di ba? Ayan, dito nag-zoom action ako dito and then merong parang hammer flare screen dito sa kabilang baseline which puts the number 4 back to the top. So kumbaga naging roll and replace na siya. Which is a very common theme na makikita natin dito sa revised triangle offense ko na tinry ko siya na lahat merong roll and replace kasi ibig sabihin nun makikip mo yung motion alive. So kumbaga sa triangle offense nagfo-flow siya, endless options. For me, ang equivalent nun is yung roll and replace kasi when you roll and replace, now makikita natin dito pagka-roll ni number 5 umangat si number 4. Yan. Pagka-roll ni 5, nag-roll si 4. So ngayon, pag binigay mo kay number 4, kasi walang roll kay 5, pwede mo i-continue yung offense na isa pang action. Which is, kumbaga, kung dito, let's just say lang, diba? 2-man game, ginusto mo na magsiksikan sila dyan, mag-replace ulit si 5, pwede mo pa rin ituloy yung action. Pero I think, diba, ipuput mo na yung possession to an end pag nakaabot ka na dito sa action ito kasi wala na rin naman shot clock. Now next, pag-usapan natin ng isa sa mga pinaka-underrated, underutilized option sa triangle offense, which is the wing reverse. Dito, okay, instead na pass to the wing, papas mo na kagad sa big man sa high post and then mag-wing reverse yung wing and then meron parang guard squeeze dito sa tuktok which eventually flows into a 2-man game. So ang dinagdag ko lang dito after ng 2-man game is yung roll and replace na magiging zoom action or if you wanted to, pwede mo siyang gawing curl para maging empty side. So, ayun. Very simple. Minor tweak lang. Nilagyan ko lang ng roll and replace para ma-keep mo yung motion offense. Or ma-add mo yung motion offense sa triangle. And then the final one naman, pass to the top, pero spread out. So, gusto ko ditong gawin, okay, aangat yung number 4 para basically maging trail siya. Si number 2 instead of pinch post, since guardia siya, magsa-spread out na siya sa wing. So now, when you swing it, basically, it's a motion strong. Yung tinatakbo ng Spurs noon. And then, ending, naka-triangle offense ka. Okay? May staggered screen. And then, okay, hindi ko ma-pause. And then, ang ending nun, naka-triangle offense sila. Na, after nung, kumbaga early attack siya. After nung early attack mo, nag-finish ka sa triangle formation, pwede mo na ngayon gawin yung kanina. I-high post mo ulit dito, entry pass mo dyan, set ka ng zoom action, diba, this guy, magpa-flare siya dito. So, kumbaga, nilagyan mo lang ng another wrinkle, na instead na sa ending yung wrinkle, nasa simula. So, kumbaga, you started initially sa triangle, pero tinanggal mo agad, nag-spread ka, nag-motion strong ka, then after nun, bumalik ka sa triangle, na pwede mo pa rin i-break down and gawin mo ulit zoom action. So, kumbaga, I think it's more about finding opportunities saan mo maisisingit yung different actions or yung revisions pero yung puso nasa triangle pa rin, and yung konsepto triangle pa din, pero it's revised na. Nalagyan mo na siya ng zoom, nalagyan mo na siya ng roll and replace, and nalagyan mo na siya ng motion strong, which in my opinion is a very good, anong tawag dito sa term na to, na parang one for you, one for me, di ba? Okay, re-revise kita, pero still, ibabalik ko pa, hindi ko kukunin yung puso ng triangle offense. So, ayun, yan ang aking triangle revision. Let me know kung meron kayong naiisip na revisions sa triangle offense class. I know while watching this, meron kayong mga nakikita na mga opportunities or, tweaks to it. So, just let me know, class. Very open naman si professor sa feedback, and ayun, I will end the class here. I hope marami kayo natutunan. I hope after ng class na to, medyo mas may background na kayo sa triangle offense. And when you watch the Gilas Pilipinas play against Guam to end the month and to start the next month as well, mas nakikita natin kung ano yung nangyayari sa loob ng court, and we enjoy the game better. I think yun naman ang ending, yun naman ang goal sa basketball, is that you get to enjoy and understand what's happening. Not necessarily, over-analyzing every second or over-critiquing everything. Pero yung idea lang na alam mo yung nangyayari and you get to enjoy it is a very fun thing to do while watching the sport. So, yun lang naman, class. Thank you so much for listening. Maraming salamat. Paalam.